Faye and Yoko's quiet hiatus. What really happened behind the scenes? For months, fans have been whispering the same question across social media timelines, forums, and fan spaces. What happened to Faye and Yoko? Once inseparable on screen and in the public eye, the two have been noticeably quiet in recent weeks. No joint appearances, no shared updates, and not even the usual subtle social media interactions that fans have come to expect. What began as silence has now turned into speculation, and what's unfolding might be one of the most quietly intriguing stories in Thai entertainment right now. The silence that started it all. At first, it didn't seem unusual. Actors take breaks. Artists go off-grid between projects. But when both Faye Pariah and Yoko Apazra, known for their unmatched chemistry and calm presence, suddenly went dark around the same time, fans took notice. It started with Faye's post. Sometimes peace means disappearing for a while. Days later, Yoko shared a cryptic message on her story. Distance doesn't mean disconnect. No tags. No explanations. No references to ongoing projects. The timing felt too close to be coincidental. Within hours, hashtags like hashtag FayeYoko hiatus, hashtag whereisFayeYoko, and hashtag FayeYoko break began trending. The fandom was buzzing, not with anger, but with concern. Fans react. Worry meets speculation. Fans who had followed them since their earliest joint appearances knew their bond was special. Whether behind the camera or on stage, Faye and Yoko shared a calm synergy, often finishing each other's thoughts during interviews, laughing quietly between takes, or supporting each other at press events. So when that visible connection disappeared, emotions ran high. They don't owe us anything, but it still hurts to see silence, one fan wrote. Another commented, maybe they're working on something big. Maybe this quiet means transformation. Meanwhile, TikTok edits of their past interviews resurfaced, especially clips where Faye would glance at Yoko before answering a question, or when Yoko would instinctively step closer to Faye during photo calls. The nostalgia was intense. Inside sources, a quiet reset. Several entertainment insiders have hinted that the hiatus might not be due to conflict, but rather strategy. According to one Bangkok-based media insider, both Faye and Yoko had been under heavy schedules for nearly 2 years, balancing acting, endorsements, and media events without substantial breaks. They needed to breathe, the insider said. This wasn't about tension. It was about preservation, protecting the connection they built before burnout set in. Another source added that their management teams reportedly suggested focusing on individual branding for a while. That's where the timing aligned. Both Faye and Yoko began quietly developing separate projects, solo campaigns, acting workshops, and low-key personal ventures. The decision, according to the same source, was mutual. A pause, not a split. The misinterpreted messages. As with any fandom, digital silence breeds imagination. Faye's poetic captions, often about growth and change, were read as hidden messages. Yoko's preference for nature photos and meditative quotes fueled further theories about emotional distance. We're all reading too much, one fan admitted. But can you blame us? They've given us so many moments that meant something. Interestingly, those who've worked with the duo say they're still in touch, just keeping things private. A crew member from their last joint campaign said, they talk. They check in on each other. But they want to keep the noise down. Industry view. The calm before the comeback. In Thai entertainment circles, quiet phases often precede major announcements, rebrandings, global deals, or new partnerships. Some analysts now believe Faye and Yoko's hiatus could be the setup for something larger, possibly a co-produced digital series or a shared international event. They're too synchronized to drift apart without reason, one entertainment journalist observed. When they go silent, it usually means they're building. This theory gained traction when both stars' official agencies subtly teased new creative directions in their separate statements last month. No names were mentioned, but timing again seemed too neat to ignore. The emotional core, what fans miss most. Beyond the speculation and analysis, what fans really miss is the energy that Faye and Yoko radiate together. Unlike many on-screen pairings that rely on overt affection, theirs was understated, marked by empathy, attentiveness, and mutual respect. They made interviews feel like conversations between equals. They made silence look comfortable. One longtime supporter summarized it perfectly. It wasn't about fan service. It was about presence. When they're together, everything just feels lighter. Could a reunion be near? Several unconfirmed reports suggest that both actresses might reunite for a brand campaign early next year. Neither side has confirmed it, but subtle hints, like similar travel schedules and overlapping promotional partners, have given fans hope. Final thoughts. Not the end, just a pause. Whether this hiatus was strategic, emotional, or both, one thing remains certain. Faye and Yoko's partnership left an imprint too strong to fade. Their story isn't one of separation, but of evolution. They've taught fans that sometimes stepping back is part of the bond, that real connection doesn't always demand noise, visibility, or performance. If the whispers are true, and they are indeed preparing for a new chapter, then the silence will soon make sense. Until then, fans wait, hopeful, loyal, and ready for the moment Faye and Yoko step into the light again, side by side, just as they always did.